Hello, good day, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Once again, it's all about scholarship and scholarship. And today we'll be going to Canada for our scholarship. So let's get started. Yeah, we're in Canada already, and there's a scholarship available for us. Let's check out what is the eligibility criteria. Okay, you must be admissible to one of the eligible non-thesis programs at McGill University. What are the non-thesis programs? We have them here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, now there's a disclaimer on this particular course. Public policy, they don't take more than 5 scholars per year. Now you must have registered for or completed any graduate studies in any school of your choice. You have your valid passport and be admissible to Canada as an international student. Okay, then you're welcome to apply even if you do not identify with a MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program priority group listed below. What are the priority groups listed below? Women, refugee or internally displaced, and persons with disabilities. Even if you are not one of these, you are still welcome to apply. But you must have exceptional record of service and activity in your school and or community. You must have the desire and intent to return to your country immediately upon your course, and you must be less than 35 years as at the time of application. Now, if you satisfy all of this mentioned, then you're suitable for the application process. Let's check out the eligible countries. So we have them here. We have countries like Angola, Benin. Travel through, you have Gabon, you have Guinea-Bissau, Ghana, Chad, Mali, Mauritania. List goes on and on. I can see my own country here. Let me shade it. I can see my country here, Nigeria. Scores of countries, developing countries are here. You have, because the courses are both in French and English. You have the courses here again, the same people listed, but in the French. And so that being said, let's see the program of study. So what is the program? People are only eligible master's program and non-thesis only. So if it's a thesis course, you're not eligible, and you have the following: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And with that being said, you go ahead and apply to the program. What program are you applying for? Now let's determine how to go about it. Hello, thank you for your interest in the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program at the McGill University. Please note that the application period for the fall 2024 intake is now open. Applications are on. Please do not dull yourself. Do not dull yourself. Do not take chances. You've got to start early so that you can have ample time to review whatever you have to review. Reach out to the people you need to reach out to get all the recommendation letters and what have you. Now, McGill graduate programs, prospective applicants must consult the departmental requirement as well as the standard graduate admissions requirement. We are going to see what the graduate admissions requirement is shortly. Okay, and to verify that you are eligible to apply, and you verify that you are eligible to apply, so you can see the eligible programs here once again. Then for MasterCard Foundation Scholarship, you check out that you meet the eligibility criteria. Also, there's a disclaimer. Please know that meeting the minimum graduate admission requirement does not guarantee eligibility for the masters, and that's why you must check it. So we'll check that out too and see how to go about that. Then you can now go further to see application forms. You begin your your program application with McGill graduate application. Now, when you've started this, ensure you do not proceed with payment for application. It's very crucial for you to take note of this disclaimer by the school. Please, this video is sure to give you a guide that is hassle free. Do not proceed with payment. So what do? Just complete all other components and leave it. Then go ahead and complete the MasterCard Scholar Program application in order to have your application pre-screened. It is only when you have that pre-screened that you can proceed. Only complete application that meet the minimum eligibility requirement will be considered. So if you go ahead and make payment and you don't qualify for the pre-screening, your money will be gone. So please do take note of that. If you have any question, leave questions in the comment section and just let me know what and how you're stranded, where you need assistance, and I'll surely shoot a video to give you a guide or give you a room to reach out to me on my private handles for personal consultations, which is totally free. Submission deadline December 1st, so you have time to start your application and go ahead. Now, at the phase pre-screening phase, applications are reviewed and will be notified within a reasonable time frame. Well, so if you are successful during the pre-screening, applicant will be notified and granted a fee waiver. Look at it quickly. You have a benefit to enjoy. You have a benefit to enjoy. Provided you meet the requirement and qualify at the pre-screening phase, you can enjoy this fee waiver. Now, if you've gone ahead to make payment and you don't meet the requirement and don't qualify at this stage, it's gone. Even if you meet the requirement, you might as well have thrown money away because you would have been offered this fee waiver. So please do ensure not to proceed with payment. When you get to submit and pay, leave it there. You cannot keep saving your application, so leave it there. Go ahead and start the MasterCard scholarship, and then when you are pre-screened and qualified, you get a code or you can be asked to pay and you can proceed with that payment. Now, the parental decisions, once all, you need to take note of this, that if the applicant is refused admission, they are no longer eligible for the scholarship. So if you're not offered admission, there is no scholarship to talk about. So even if you meet the requirement for scholarship and you are pre-screened, but the school did not offer you admission, forget about scholarship. If the applicant is admitted to the program of study, their scholarship application will move on to the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program Selection Committee. So until you are offered admission, there can't be a MasterCard scholarship. So it's more like an integrated system where each is a chain where each system communicates with the other. Admitted students that indicated interest for the MasterCard scholarship are automatically advanced to the MasterCard committee, scholars program committee. And then if you are refused admission, no scholarship. There may be instances where applicants are admitted to McGill but are not awarded the scholarship and they must find other sources of funding. So that's one thing you must take note of. Successful applicants will be notified in April 2024 if they have been selected for the court. So you have to pay attention to your emails, have dedicated emails to that effect. Now let's go ahead and check the requirements for the program and then the eligibility criteria for the MasterCard Foundation. First, graduate admissions requirement. Okay, so we have them here. All applicant regardless of country or origin or education must meet this following: at least 1, a bachelor's degree. You must have that to apply. Admissions to a doctoral program generally requires the completion of a master's degree in related area at recognized institution. However, there is a disclaimer: a study applicant with an undergraduate degree who have extensive research experience may be admitted to doctoral program without completing a master's degree. So if you're a first class student with ample research experience, 2, 3, 4 years, that gain the result, you may be going for direct PhD even in Canada. And I tell you, it's worth it. You don't necessarily need a first class, even with a 2-1 ample research experience. Doctoral degrees are all about research experiences, and you're good to go. The minimum cumulative grade point, you get it. They're not talking about West. You just need to know your cumulative grade point. So you have a 2-2. This is a 3.3 for a 2-2 student. A 2-1, 3 points. Yes. 3. Yes, you could go ahead and put in for your application, and you're good to go. Now you can consult with your program requirement. Your educational credentials will be assessed by equivalency of this. And proficiency in English language. The primary language of instruction at McGill is English. You may take arrangement to write papers, examination, or thesis in French, except in cases where knowledge of English language is one of the objectives of the course. Now, you need to know proficiency. So we'll check out what is the language requirements for the course. Okay, so we are the English language proficiency. So let's see proof of proficiency that is required. So we have this. We have proof of proficiency not required conditions. Now we have the TOEFL, which is compulsory, either TOEFL, the IELTS, or the McGill certificate. But then please know that these are minimum. Canada McGill does not accept Duolingo English test. Now, but there are exceptions. Normally, if you meet any of the following conditions, you are not required to submit proof of proficiency. Number 1, mother tongue. Language first learned and still used on daily basis is English. Many citizens fall here. Has obtained or about to obtain an undergraduate or graduate degree from a recognized institution in Canada or United States of America. So many of you can fall here too. Now, has obtained or is about to obtain an undergraduate or graduate degree from a recognized institution where English is the language of instruction. Many Africans fall here. Third world countries fall here. And so if you happen to be here, this is your own advantage. One is that you could just get a letter of English language proficiency from your school authority, the registry department. Some schools give it free, some pay 1,000 naira, some 2, some 10. I think that's the highest I've known so far. So you just apply for it and you get it, and you could just upload it here. Your O-level SSC could also do. If you've worked, have lived and attended university or been employed for at least 4 consecutive years in a country where English is acknowledged primary language, you've worked in an organization, you could just get a letter from your employer stating that you've been working with them for 3-4 years and the primary language of instruction have been English language, and you're good with it on daily basis and you're good to go. So that being said, you can see that there is a waiver for English language irrespective of where you are. Nigerians, Ghanaians, South Africans can enjoy the last 2 options, and even the first one. Some of them can enjoy the first one too, of course. So almost everything here applies to Africa countries. And so that being said, you meet English language requirement. So let's check the eligibility criteria for the MasterCard scholarship itself. Now you are admissible into this program. You have registered or completed any graduate studies. You are a citizen of the countries we've checked, and now upon carefully discovering that you satisfy all the requirements at both ends, you go ahead and come to the MasterCard scholarship application program. After you've applied to the school, of course, to the program, you also start this one concurrently. You must submit this form and all supporting documents by December in order to, now you check out. In order to complete a McGill application, you'll be granted a fee waiver if you are found eligible for the scholarship. That's why you mustn't go ahead and pay and finish your application for the graduate program in the first place. We will inform the information. We use the information within this form and your most recent transcript to determine this. And so you start feeling you agree to be pre-screened for a fee waiver. But if you're not applying for the scholarship, you can just go ahead. I do not agree to be pre-screened for a fee waiver, and you go ahead straight up. So when you click on it, you can start your application. Let me just show you this, and then you fill in your personal information. Please ensure your information tallies with the details on your passport. Ensure your information tally with details on your passport. You fill in your current address to the very last. You go ahead and fill them in. You keep filling the information into the very last page. There are 7 pages there. When you fill it to the very last page, you can be able to submit. As you can see, I've filled the first page column, and then you have your academic overview. So you begin to tell which master's program are you applying for. You look out through it and apply for the one that resonates with your interest. Then you details of your previous studies, and you list out other masterclass programs that you have attended. And if you haven't attended anyone, you say none. Let's fill the none. Where did you complete your program? Just fill out some of these informations and go ahead to the next page. And then you come to personal statements. Now here, by the time you fill the third page, you come to this place where you start filling in some essays. Responses should be a minimum of 250 words, a maximum of 350 words. So you begin to fill this in, and so you answer questions like, why have you chosen the program you want to study at McGill University, and how do you see this program impacting your short and long-term personal and career goals? You answer the question in the best way possible, and believing that you can, you go ahead and answer it. But if you have a challenge with how to answer such questions, please let me know in the comment section so that I could shoot a video explaining how to go about these essays and clinching this scholarship. Now you go ahead and answer. The MasterCard Foundation has an aim to help educate the youth of today to be leaders of tomorrow. How do you intend to use the knowledge and skills gained during your scholarship to positively impact the African continent? You see, the focus on Africa, so you have to connect what your first question's answer is to your second question. Then you go ahead, give a little bit of the ethos of the scholars. Why do you believe that you will be a good candidate? What are some of the skills and attributes that you will bring to the scholars community on campus? So you need to tell them that you have community involvement when you go to school. You're not just going there to study, get the money and go. No, you are going to add value and make impact even at McGill University in Canada. Then you talk about your leadership skills and competencies that you hope to develop if you're selected. Then you summarize your current and past leadership experiences, community involvement, and volunteer engagement. They're giving you a hint here. When they say summarize it, you have to summarize it and show how they have interplayed with the other 4 questions you've answered and how you can add them together to become more relevant. When have you experienced failure, either at work or school, and what did you do to overcome or address it? You need to answer these questions too. By the time you answer all of the questions, you've literally answered about 6. And upon completion, you attach your resume. It should be up to date, like 3 years ago. And then you attach your academic transcripts, and you acknowledge that. Acknowledging the truth, you acknowledge that you insert details of your references. That's people who can stand in for your academic. This can be professional, academic, non-academic. They will contact them if necessary. So you fill in the details, their phone number, their country address, everything about them. You fill it in, and that would be the 6th page. As soon as you're done, you should be heading. That being said, you come to applicant's attestation. Here you're going to attest that every information you supply and provided are totally accurate, and if you have any additional comments or something that you like them to consider when reviewing your application, maybe a gap between your study, a challenge that came up somewhere along the line, some fractions or whatever, you let them know here, and then you click submit. Now you submit this before the other application. When you submit this and you're pre-screened to and deemed fit qualified, they will send you an application fee waiver, which you will now use to submit your program studies application and upon submitting that, if the school gives you admission, MasterCard Foundation will be able to consider you for the scholarship since you have already passed. But if you are not given admission, it is gone and gone for good. I hope with this that you have been guided on this scholarship. I look forward to hearing your testimony and hope that you subscribe, you like, you share to help other people while you also take advantage of this. Please leave in the comment section whatever questions you have, challenges you have, limitations, and if you would love me to do a live stream of shooting this, of answering these questions for you, let me know in the comment section. Let's see how we can make a plan for it. Even if a live session is not possible, perhaps we could have a Google Meet or a Zoom call where we discuss it and we take case studies to satisfy it. See you in my next video. Ta-da!